So let's get started. Sum if. I'm starting with sum if equals to sum if. What is the equations? Let's look at it again. Calculate the total annual salary of employees who work in finance department. We are using finance. So I will start with range. The range here is the department because we are using finance. So D2 column D9 comma. What's the criteria? We are looking for those in finance department. So that finance is the criteria. I'll put it inside quotation, double quotation mark. You say equals to finance. You type finance, you close it, comma. What is the sum range? We are looking at the total annual salary. That salary column is the sum range, which is G2 column G9, and now close the bracket. I will strike enter. So this is it. So this is just like adding this people that work in finance, this person and this person. So if you look at what we have here, automatically the status bar should be able to sum it for us. It's exactly as what we have here. So that is how to validate it that you are correct. You can even pick your calculator and add it. So that is how to do sum if. Sum ifs. I've already explained sum ifs, adding with multiple conditions. So let's look at the question. Calculate the total annual salary of female employees who work in IT department. Calculate the total annual salary of female employees who work in IT department. Here we are looking at we are using how many columns? The annual salary columns, the gender columns, and the department columns. Those three columns we are making use of. So let's look at it. Equals to sum ifs. This is it. Sum range. We are starting with the sum range. What is the sum range? The annual salary is the sum range, which is D2, D9, comma. Criteria range 1. Total annual salary of females employees who works in, let's say we are making use of finance too. Calculate the total annual salary of females who work in finance department. So we have gender, which is the sum range. The sum range is G2 column G9. That is the annual salary range. The annual salary. Now the criteria range 1 is going to be, we will start with the gender, which is E2 column E9, comma. Now they're asking for criteria 1. What are we looking at in the gender? We are looking at the female employees. So the criteria is female. So equals to female. The way it is spelled there, no mistake. Don't add S. Close the quotation mark, comma. Criteria range 2. Females who work in finance department. That means department 2 is involved. The department column D2 column D9, comma. Criteria range 2. Then criteria 2. What is the criteria 2? In the department, what are we looking at? We are looking at finance. You say equals to finance. Close the quotation mark. So It might be a bit complex, but once you do your thing very well, there's no issue. Now let's look at it. Okay, I think sum if. First thing they're asking for is the sum range, which is G2, the annual salary range. The question says total annual salary of female employees in finance department. That's what we are looking at. Now the sum range is the annual salary because we are looking at the total salary, the annual salary. Then we start with the gender. This is the gender range. What is the criteria? What are we looking at in the gender? Female. That is the criteria one. Criteria range one is the gender and the criteria one is the female. Criteria range two, department, and the criteria is what? Finance. So that is it. And now strike enter. It's correct. So you can rewatch it. Just follow the steps correctly. This data will be provided. So just follow the step. This data set will be provided. Just follow the steps correctly. You will get it. Now look at the count if and count ifs. Count if counts the numbers of a cell that meet a single condition. Count ifs count cells based on multiple conditions. Just like some count if you are counting with a condition, a single condition, while count ifs multiple conditions. So let's look at this question. Determine the total number of employees. No. So this is for count if. Find out how many employees work in finance department. So I want to find out how many employees work in IT department. So I will use my own IT for example. Just say equals to count if. The first thing is the range. I want to, the department. Instead of counting all the cells here, you are just counting only those in the IT with condition. Not like count you count everything, but count if with a condition. So I will just select this. That is comma. What's the criteria? We put it inside quotation IT, right? IT, yeah. Close the bracket. That is 4. If you even count here 1, 2, 3, 4, that means we are correct. So now count ifs equals to count ifs. Criteria range 1. Okay, let's look at the question of count ifs. Find out how many female employees work in finance department. Find out how many female employees work in the finance department. Okay, what I'm going to do my example would be I will find out how many female employees works in IT department. That's what I will be using for the example. So now we have two range and two columns that we are going to use here. The first one is gender and the department. Once you just understand the question, know the columns you are going to make use of, it's easier. Under the gender, we are looking at the female. Under the department, IT. That's all. So let's look at it. Criteria range 1 is what? The gender. Just select the gender, comma. What's the criteria? Female. Criteria range 2 is what? Department. So I'll just select the department, comma. What's the criteria? IT. Close the bracket. So we have three females in IT department. This is IT. One first person is a female, another IT is a male. That is two. Another IT female. So we have three females in IT department. So that is how count if and count ifs work.